Oops. Okay, hopefully this is recording. So we are going to be going over question 40 for now. So it says 2 different cylindrical containers are shown below. Container 1, okay, has a radius of 3 centimeters and a height of 5 centimeters. Container 2 has a radius of 6 centimeters and a height of 3 centimeters. Okay, so when the containers are full of milk, what is the ratio of the amount in container 1 to the amount in container 2? Okay, well, if we assume that, right, the milk is filled up to the top of the containers, then to get the volume of milk, we simply have to calculate the volume of the containers. Okay, and then just to refresh your memory, right, a ratio is simply a comparison of 2 quantities. Okay, so ratio can be written as, A to B, or it could be written as, A over B. Okay, those are both different ways we can write a ratio. Okay, so essentially we have to calculate the volumes. So let's calculate the volume of container 1. So container 1, so let's call this volume 1. Well, it's a cylinder, so it's pi r squared h. So let's put in our values. Okay, so for pi, I'm going to put 3.14. For radius, I'm going to put 3 squared. And for height, I'm going to put 5. All right, so I calculate that, and I get an answer of 141.3 centimeters cubed. Now remember, if you get a slightly different number, it's because you're using a different value for pi, right? So I'm using an approximation for pi, 3.14. If you use the pi button on your calculator, then you probably got a slightly different answer. But that's okay. Don't worry. It should work out to give you the same. So let's do container 2. It'll work out to give you the same ratio. Okay, so container 2, let's call this volume 2, right? Again, it's a cylinder, so pi r squared h. We get 3.14 times 6 squared times 15. Okay, so putting that into our calculator, we end up with 1,695.6 centimeters cubed. Okay, good. So we have our 2. So let's create our ratio where we have volume 1 to volume 2. Okay. So I have 141.3 to 1,695.6. Now that ratio does not look like anything we have over here, okay? So that means we have to simplify, just like we would simplify a fraction, okay? So what I can do is I notice that all of these ratios, right? If you look at all of these ratios, the first number in each one of them is 1, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my V1 I'm going to get that to turn into a 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 141.3. Do it to both sides, 141.3. And I'm just reducing my ratio. That's all I'm doing. So I end up with 1 over here. And so if I do that, 1,695.6, and I divide that by 141.3, I'm going to get 12. So there you go. I end up with a ratio of 1 to 12. So that would be D.